Am I the a-hole for yelling at my dad and calling him a monster for what he gave my sister as a Christmas gift? My sister Amanda never met her bio mom. My dad raised her alone until she was barely 1. My dad and my mom got married in 1992. Amanda knew that my mom wasn't her bio mother. She started pressuring my dad for information on her mom when she was around 17. My dad always gave her vague answers and refused to talk about her bio mom, which put a strain on their relationship. Enters our uncle and revealed the family secret. Apparently, Amy's mom wanted an abortion. She was 19, but my dad and his parents were able to bribe her. They offered her money if she followed up with the pregnancy, and she accepted. My grandparents sold one of their houses and gave her half of that money to Amy's mom when the pregnancy was viable, and the other half she received when she waived her parental rights over Amy to let my mom adopt her when she was 4. My uncle wasn't supposed to tell her that. My grandparents were furious. Amy stopped her crusade to meet her bio mom and her relationship with my dad went back to normal. Amy never mentioned her bio mom again. Dad got her into therapy after that. A month ago, Amy found out that she was pregnant. The pregnancy was an accident. She switched birth controls. The problem being, Amy is about to start her surgical residency and her hours are insane. It is basically impossible to raise a baby while working in that rhythm. So she wanted an abortion. The problem is that Mark, her fiance of 6 years, wanted her to keep the baby. It caused a big fight. In a dick move to convince Amy to keep the baby, Mark told Dad about this. Until that point no one in our family knew about this. Dad talked with her and they got into an enormous fight. Amy got the abortion 10 days ago. Mark ended up breaking up with her. She is obviously really sad. My dad was acting like a jerk. He was pretending that Amy didn't exist. He didn't want to talk or see her. So on Christmas Day, we were exchanging gifts. When everyone had already finished giving each other gifts, Dad got up and gave Amy her present. He gave her an envelope in front of everyone and told her to open it. It was 3 pictures with something written on the back, a name, an address, and a phone number. Dad told her that he was tired of babying her, that this is a photo of her bio mom and her 2 sons, that was her bio mom address, and that he contacted her bio mom and she is willing to speak with Amy. He gave her Amy's number. Dad told her that they will have a great relationship since they are so similar. Amy broke down crying. I ended up in a fight with Dad, called him a monster for doing that to her. He just said he was just tired, and left. We ended up leaving and she spent the rest of Christmas crying on my shoulder. She is a mess since that. My younger brothers called me a Grinch for making a scene and ruining Christmas. My mom was silent during the whole thing. My parents have been giving me the cold shoulder since Christmas. Am I the a-hole here? And now for some comments. OMG. Women are not baby-making machines. Whatever their views on abortion, your father had no right to rub her decision in her face. He clearly has no respect for women, something that your brothers seem to have inherited. Good on you for standing up for your sister. You're not the a-hole. You're a wonderful sister and a badass. Not the a-hole. What your dad did is messed up. I get that abortion might be a sore topic for some people, but come on, that was just a plain and simple dick move to do. He deliberately preyed Amy's fears and insecurities and is subjecting her to mental abuse. He bought her for a price of house and now she doesn't do what he wants. Broken property is bad. So if I'm reading this correctly, your dad gave Amy the info not because of her curiosity about her mom, but to twist the knife of her getting an abortion by basically saying she's as heartless as her own mother? If so, that's pretty low. Your dad and his whole family seem to have an unhealthy fixation on women producing babies, or maybe against abortion. Why was it so important to them that Amy's mom go through with the pregnancy? Why not just wait until your dad was married? Anyway, your dad is a controlling, heartless creep. Mom also sucks for staying silent, and brothers for laughing. You and Amy of course are not the a-holes. I hope she's able to heal from this and maybe get something positive out of connecting with her bio mom. I hope your dad stubs his toe every time he enters or leaves a room for the rest of his life. Ex-fiance is also an asshole for wanting her to give up her entire career that's just starting to raise a freaking baby immediately right now instead of waiting when they're more established. I mean, they were gonna get married and therefore spend their lives together, right? So what's the goddamn rush to pop out a kid at the most inconvenient time possible? I really hope Amy realizes she dodged a goddamn bullet and doesn't have any doubts she made the right decision or not, because she absolutely did.